Hey, it's Mark, Single Car Garage. Welcome back. Went to a car show today in Powell's Crossing, Tennessee. Some good looking cars, and here's some highlights. Enjoy. Come back and see me when you get a chance. Hey, welcome back, Single Car Garage. What's going on today? We're doing a little bit of paint work, so let's go over here and check it out. Hey, what we're working on, the 16 Camaro, and I guess during production or whatever, they must have had a small accident, something hit it or whatever. But right in this area here, it had been repaired, and the clear was coming off. And so it's been doing that for all year now. And so I finally got around. It's a small repair. I could have blended in this whole part, taped it off, and wouldn't have had to worry about much, but I decided to just make this small repair and tape it off in that area. It's going to look pretty good. This, 80,000 or 60 some thousand miles and driven quite a bit. So I'm not, and the nose has a little bit of damage up in here where somebody's put their hand on it, which I'm not working on. I just wanted to get this clear, kind of cleaned up. So, you want to make sure it's taped, and I think my tape is getting old because it is not adhering well to the other tape. So you want to make sure that it's taped off. You don't want this overspray going under and getting on any of your good paint. And actually, well, that tape is about gone. I think I need to go buy me some more tape. So I got it taped off pretty well. And the next thing would be to get your paint and stuff. I sanded this down with some 400 and put some primer on it, mostly for it to adhere to better, because this is plastic. Didn't do a lot. It might even have a spot or two show in it. I just wanted to get the clear covered up and make it look like the rest of the car, 70,000 miles. So that's what we're doing. Once you have it prepped, you'll want to use a wax and grease remover on it. And that's just to get any foreign contaminants. Now what I do is get these little white kitchen towels. You can get them at Walmart in a pretty good pack for, not a bad price. You can get them at Dollar General. They're actually a little bit higher, but they're cotton, unbleached. That way they don't have any contaminants on it, and you want to wipe it down real good with that wax and grease remover. And then the next thing you do, mix your paint. Before I start all the, talking about mixing paint and stuff, before I start all that process, I will set my gun to about where I want it, and I don't have to worry much about once I get everything mixed. So let's go mix some paint. Now, if you're not a painter all the time, if you will, when you're getting your paint, they can print off these product data sheets, and it basically tells you everything. And this is for base coat, which is what I'm getting ready to spray. All right, to mix base coat, 2 parts base coat, 1 part hardener. And then this shows you the numbers on what to use. If you look over here, here's your reducer, I'm sorry, I said hardener. Here's your reducer. This is for cool weather, 732, moderate weather, 733, 734 warm. I usually paint with 733, and I just wait till my weather's where I want it to be. What it is, this cools faster, or this dries faster, this dries a little slower, and then the real warm. And they actually have a 735, which is extreme. You can't have your paint dry too fast. It'll cause problems. So And then it will, it gives you all the instructions and all the information about the paint. Your pot life is 4 hours, temperature of 75. Apply 2 to 3 medium wet coats until hiding is achieved. I guess we could wait for the air compressor to stop, can't we? Might help you here a little bit. Let me adjust my light. Way too high. And blinding, by the way. Come on, air compressor, pump, pump. Pump it up, baby. Turn it off, baby. I need to talk. All right, compressor went off. It tells you about the paint. Oh, I was on another page here. Here we go. Apply 2 to 3 medium wet coats until it's covered. 50% overlap, which will be hard to do on this one. Gun distance 6 to 8 inches. Allow each coat to flash. Hand stick, that's about 5 minutes. 8 to 10 at the cap on your pressure. And this is your normal, or what they used to call normal spray guns, your siphon, not your HVLP guns, 20 to 24. Pressure pot tells you how much pressure there. And the cross coat method, if you're painting a whole fender or car, it tells you how to do the cross coat, how far to hold back, the thickness of the paint you want, and clean your spray gun immediately when you get done. And this kind of shows you your typical how you want to spray coverage, and this gives your drying times and how to recoat if you need to recoat. So then the next page will tell you about buffing and your personal protection and all that good stuff. So this is a good thing to have. I always pull mine. I've got one, some forever, the paint we mix, and I always pull it just to make sure that I am mixing it well. So paint, always make sure your paint is mixed well. I'll sit here and shake this for a minute, and then I'll stir it with a stick in just a minute. I don't have to mix much for this. So actually what I use is measuring cups instead of weight. And this is 2 to 1. So I've got some little bitty measuring cups, and that's what I'll use because I don't want to waste this paint. I got extra paint in case I need it, but I also usually, you can get this done in a spray can, but it's about the same price as buying a pint. So I just buy a pint. Now paint's expensive right now. There's about $100 worth of paint right there. This is Crossfire paint from Napa, Martin Senior, which is a, I'll think of it here in a minute. Sherwin-Williams Company. Acme paint. This all comes from Sherwin-Williams. It's good paint. It's what I started painting with. I do use some DuPont. I've had less troubles out of this, and it's lasted well. I have several cars that have been painted 20 years, and with moderate outside, and they've held up well. So I like the clear and the base from Martin Senior. Now your mixing cup, you want to make sure it's clean. If you've this one was on the top, had a little bit of dust in it. So like I said, I use a measuring cup instead of weight. And actually, there's an easier way. This is mixed 2 to 1. Right there you go. 2 to 1 in your mixing cup. So you go down here, 2 to 1. I don't use it that way. Like I said, I use a mixing cup. That's what our paint looks like. This is a limited edition paint according to GM. I don't believe it, but now you want to stir this real good. Now I've been shaking it and it is shook up real well, but you cannot you want to make sure it's mixed well. Paper towels. You want paper towels. You really want paper towels. Let me go get some. And 733, there's my moderate reducer that we're using. If I wouldn't have had to go buy a new can of this, I would have probably been done last week. Also, keep some acetone around for keeping everything clean. And once I've poured my, I'm going to pour this over the carpet because I don't want to spill it on the concrete. Once I've poured everything in my mixing bowl, you'll want to get this in here and clean it up pretty decent. One of the reasons you have paper towels. And you'll need acetone to clean your gun up real good. So there, we got that clean. We'll put that off to the side. We won't need it anymore. Here's our paint. Mixing it, don't need much paint. And let me show you, I mean, I've precisely mixed this, but see how it's dripping pretty quick right after you, that's when you know, if you've painted a lot, you know that you've got pretty much the right mixture in there. So we got that done, and we'll clean our stick off a little bit here just to get, I'll reuse these sticks occasionally for primer and different things, so I try to keep them cleaned off. Throw that in there. Now you always want to use protection. If you've noticed, I've got this in my shop. I don't have it in our paint booth. With this little bit of work, I didn't want to take the time. I've got that truck sitting in the paint booth, and I didn't want to move it. But these are dangerous chemicals, so you want to make sure that you always are using protection. And if you're painting a whole car, a lot of times you'll want to wear a suit because your skin will absorb it. I go pour our paint right in our cup. And usually I have something to test my pattern. Way too much paint. Way too much pattern. There we go. And I'll show you that in a minute. Now I said set it at 10 pounds. And slowly just stroke. Now I've got the volume of paint turned way down because this is a small repair. And I'm going to leave my phone because I don't think I'll get any overspray. I don't think so. Now I'll tack it just like that, and then let it just have a few minutes to tack up, and then come back over it with some spiders. I don't want a hard edge. That's why I tape so far back over here. That's why you see me just give it a couple of puffs over here. That'll be sanded down. I'll actually clear it out over to here. That looks pretty good, nice and thin. I'm not sure I'm going to do any more. Let's let that tack up for a minute while the compressor's on. Now, I told you about testing the pattern a while ago. When I got my gun, even though I had it set close to where I wanted, this was the first pattern that I sprayed. And that's, you've got the center too condensed. This will cause runs, it'll cause an uneven paint job. This is the proper. You want it 4 to 5 inches and about 1 inch wide. And you want to see your main spray pattern there probably about 3 inches, 2.5 inches. But that's what a healthy spray pattern looks like. This is what an unhealthy spray pattern looks like. And that's what I was doing a while ago. So we're looking pretty good. I do not think I'm going to put any more paint on this. It looks good. What I'm going to do is let this dry, and then I'm going to clear it. And then we'll be done, and I'll buff it out a little bit, make it blend in pretty decent, and we'll go from there. But pretty happy with it. It looks good. Like I said, this is a quick fix. If I was really, most body shops actually just paint the whole bumper because it's a lot easier. But I just wanted to get this fixed where the clear was coming off. So it looks good. So next thing I'll be clearing it. All right, while you are prepping for the clear, wrong one, you want to put everything up. If you don't, and you're not careful, sometimes you leave $100 thing of reducer out and it hardens or paint. So you don't want to do that. And make sure you've got the lid on your paint good and done. So we're going to clean this up, and then we'll get us some clear on here in just a minute. Okay, we're getting ready to do the clear. Same thing with the clear. Mix it up per the instructions. Set your gun per the instructions, and shoot the clear. So let's do that real quick. First coat tacky. And there you go. We got our clear. Look at that shine. Oh, it's going to look great. Going to look great. And I taped it all off to where there's not a lot of cleanup. It's at the edges. So it really won't show. I'm going to have to do a little bit of cleanup right in here to make it look good. But right there we go. That is gorgeous. Love it. All right. And there you are. There's me fixing a spot. Yeah, it's not hard to do. I've made plenty of mistakes painting and still do from time to time. But, you know, painted my daughter's Le Mans, and I've got a couple things in there I need to clean up. But, I mean, she's got less than $1,000 in her paint job versus local paint jobs are about $8,000 plus whatever work they do. So this saves a lot of money. Go to Harbor Freight if you want to learn how to paint. Buy you one of their guns. You don't have to buy the Black Widow or nothing. Buy one of those $40, $50 guns and do a little painting. And you will learn. It's how, you know, I had a friend of mine help me when I first started, but I've stayed up with it and learned how to paint just by painting. So get out and learn it. Do some stuff. To me, and it's all dependent on the people, but I'm not in it for a $10,000 paint job. As long as mine looks good, has a few mistakes, I don't care. I try to keep getting better each paint job, but riding around knowing that I've got $1,000 in my paint job and the guy beside me's got 10,000 in it, that makes me happy. And when I can see, and you know, I critique paint jobs when I go to shows, and I see so many small mistakes in some of these high-dollar paint jobs, nothing that makes a big flipping difference, but they do it too, and that's what I like to see. So, hey, thanks for stopping by today. I've got some more stuff to do, but this has got to dry about an hour or so, so I'm going to go do some stuff, and when I get done, I'll show you the finished product. Thanks for stopping by. Come back and see me when you get a chance.